All right, good afternoon, you guys. This is speaker and coach Honey Shantae Adams. It's been a while since I've been here live, coming here in Ohio. I'm still here visiting, and so I shout out to all those in Ohio and to those in Arizona, to those around the East Coast, the West Coast, the South, the North. Good afternoon. This is Financial Fitness Friday. I came on at a different time today. I'm going to be in and out, but I wanted to come on and just give you guys some nuggets and really provide some value to you all that are watching, watch the replay. Those of you who are coming on for a hot second, I want to make sure you get some takeaways today. I want to talk about self-improvement and cash flow. Not income, cash flow. But how does cash flow happen? We'll talk about self-improvement. So let somebody know that Shantae's live. I'm coming hot on this Friday. I'm coming with some honey. We're going to put some honey in that money. And we know that life is much sweeter when you add some honey, isn't it? So Coach Honey is here. I got some nuggets, so grab your pen and your paper. Let's take some notes. Let's write it down. Let's capture what I am releasing in your hearing on this Friday, June 12th. June 12th. All right, so let's when I'm live. I want to come in hot and come in ready to go. We're gonna have some fun. I believe you guys are gonna like what's been shared today. I think these are some days and times that we're in that self-improvement is like on the forefront. I'm always talking about self-improvement. So those who be around me, you already know. I talk about it, and so it's good. It benefits me too. So listen, I'm receiving just as much as I'm pouring out. So just know that, okay? I'm not here just to talk to you. I'm here to talk with you, okay? Because we grow together, we learn together, and we do better and make greater impact together when we work together. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Like I said, those who got your pen and paper, let's take some notes. All your thinkers out there, I'm gonna give you something to think about, chew on, meditate, reflect, and prayerfully you will apply and you will see the fruit of it and the blessing of it in your business and for others as well. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Okay, so first thing first, self-improvement and cash flow, right? What is the benefit of self-improvement? And how does that impact our cash flow? Now, I've talked about this before, but this is something that I'm passionate about, so you probably hear me talk about it quite often because I am passionate about it. So increase your value. So one of the things that I agree with, I definitely agree with it, bringing value, bringing that to people off the bat is so, someone would call me, they would call me when I'm here. It's just, I could be sitting down doing anything and nobody would call me. But now folks just call me. But anyway, increase your value. The more knowledge, skills, and expertise you developed, the more value you can present to others. So in essence, when you're working on you, you can bring such value to others. And that is so true. I've seen it in my own life. I don't know why. Now they call me on this. I don't know. Now this phone is ringing. I call them back. If it's important, I'll call them back. Leave a message. I'll call you back. Anyway, so the next point I want to talk about. So I got several points. I got 8 points I want to just kind of break down really, really quickly with you all. The second one is communication. Clearly someone's trying to communicate with me right now. They called me twice, but it's okay. I'll call them back when I'm done with this live because this is important and bringing value to you all and being a blessing is important to me too. So that call can wait and I will return it back soon. But communication. Okay. Now they text message me. I'll respond to them in a little bit. But the second point is communication. Communication helps with, of course, sales, negotiation, and networking, leadership. All that is important. Communication. Like I'm a firm believer in constantly working on myself and how I communicate, making sure I'm communicating properly, as to the best of my knowledge. I'm mindful of my posture, my body language, my hand signaling. All those things, my verbal communication are so important. And so I'm working on that constantly myself. That's an area I will constantly want to work on. I want to improve. I'm one of those people, just FYI, believe in constantly becoming better. So I don't ever want to get in my mind that I have arrived at anything, even if I'm the one teaching others how to do it. Like I always want to make sure I stay in that place of being willing to learn, a teachable, a coachable, a teachable heart. And so because that means I'm always in a posture of learning, that means I'm always grow. And I will talk about why that's so important down when we talk about how that's important, why that's important. So But for the sake of time, let me keep moving. And I come back to that point I was just making a moment ago. The third thing is enhances productivity. So when you work on yourself and you talk about cash flow, not income, because we all can talk about income. Income is like your paycheck. That could be paycheck. We talk about cash flow. That's a different kind of mindset. So when you come into cash flow and you're talking about self-improvement, we're talking about enhanced productivity. So when you enhance your productivity, it improves habits. It improves your time management. It helps you accomplish more and not waste time. Because who wants to waste time? Like everybody, our time is valuable, right? Our time is valuable. So we want to make sure we're productive with our time. Like I've been here in Ohio. Everybody thought I was on vacation. No, honey. I came out here. I was productive. Matter of fact, I leave here soon. And my time was productive. I very productive because I wanted to maximize my time. And so, so therefore, I was enhancing my productivity intentionally, like intentionally. Even today, I don't have a jam-packed schedule, but there are some things I wanted that's on my schedule. That's hard on my schedule, hard on my schedule. That I want to do, and then some things that I have to do but there are some things I want to do on this Friday, and I want to make sure I'm being productive in that time. And so that's one thing. So enhancing productivity, that's self-improvement. That means my mind has come up. That means I have decided today I'm going to be action. I'm going to get things done. I'm going to be boom, 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 boom with my day and my time today. And so I don't want to leave nothing of chance. I want to, capture it all. And so that's somebody who's working on themselves, improving themselves, understanding what's going to benefit them, what's going to be a blessing to others, all these different things you're weighing and you're accomplishing and you're doing. I'm building up a muscle because I'm building up a habit. I'm saying I'm not going to be lazy. I'm not going to be complacent. I'm going forward. I'm giving all I got on this Friday. I'm giving up 100%. Because I want to be productive. So that means that self-improvement. That means sometimes you don't see it in the numbers right away, but I'm a firm believer if you keep working on it, you're going to eventually bear the fruit of it. And it's going to happen. And so with that being said, let me just keep it moving. That's enhanced productivity. That's going to eventually your cash flow is going to reflect that. And the next thing I want to talk about is that was email came. Develop leadership skills. So strong leaders build stronger teams. Effective leadership helps business grow and create sustainable cash flow, which is very, very true. Very, very true. I'm mindful of that. I believe in working on myself, becoming a better leader. I believe in leading from front, leading by example. I do believe in that. That's a personal value for me. It's been that way for many years. I believe in showing up that way, but I understand if I'm working on myself as a leader, it's going to eventually show in other areas of my life. Like, for example, and not going into a whole lot of details, but I just want to be as transparent as I can be. So I had a meeting with a small people in my team, the team I have. And I asked them leadership questions so I can become a better leader. And one leadership question I asked them, I said, how can I support you? What do you need from me that you have not got that I can show up better providing to you as a leader? That means for one, I open myself up for feedback. That means they're going to probably maybe criticize or say, hey, Shantae, can you do this better? Or can you do this more? Because I want to grow as a leader. Because if I want to have a healthy team and we're building something great, that means I got to be open to their feedback of how I'm showing up currently as a leader. And so it's not about me telling them what to do. Yes, I don't mind delegating. But at the same time, how can I show up better as a leader? Because if I want cash flow to happen, or I want to have a sustainable team, a healthy team, a growing team, a vibrant team, then that means I got to be willing to ask them certain questions and be okay with the answers they give me. Because leadership is influence. So how can I influence somebody who or influence anyone for that matter if they are not pleased, or if there's something going on there, or I'm not supporting them in the way they want to be supported, or I'm not communicating to them in a way that they can receive. And sometimes we think we're communicating because you're talking. Communication, the best and effective communication I've learned is when you're communicating to someone in their channel the way they like to be communicated to. Now, a lot of times we don't know how people like to be communicated to, but there are cues, there are signs. Like, for example, if I come on here and I'm like this, my arms folded, you're probably going to be trying to figure out, okay, how can I get her to open up? She's closed off. She's reserved. So now I got to open her up. I got to open him up, right? But somebody come on here, they like this, hey, how you doing? Nice meeting you. It's easy because now you can flow in that energy. Now, if you're not that way normally, then you have to kind of rise up to that energy. You have to meet people where they are. That's one of the things I learned in communication. And as a leader, I learned those. And so it helps me become a better leader. So that's one thing. The other thing, and I'm gonna sit here for a moment, is boost confidence. So boost confidence. You say, well, how does that boost confidence and improve self? Is a self-improvement that benefits or cause your cash flow to increase? Well, let me say this to you. So when someone has confidence, because confidence is a big deal. I've met people and I'm meeting people that is a big issue. And a lot of times we don't discuss it. A lot of times we show up but we be lacking that confidence. And so how does having a boost confidence impact your cash flow? This one, like I said, I'm gonna park here for a moment. So take notes. Confidence helps you take action. First and foremost, if you are a confident person, and I don't mean arrogant, cocky. I'm not talking about that kind of confidence. I'm talking about the confidence that has humility, is grounded, godlike humility, or godly confidence, so to speak. I'm speaking about that, just so we can put a disclaimer out there. I'm talking about that kind of confidence when I talk about boost confidence. So when someone who is confident in who they are, they're confident in who they're becoming, they're confident in that. They know their identity. So confidence comes with identity. It's an identity issue. If you're lacking confidence, there's a bit of identity there that is not fully developed yet. And so to develop that identity more, it's about being in the right environment that's going to help boost that too. That's why self-improvement and working on yourself, personal development is so important. Because sometimes we don't think about how all these things impact one another, but it does. It does. And I've learned it by and by. I'm just saying. So confidence, when you have confidence, you will take decisive action. You make decisive decision. You're not complacent. You're not tossed to and fro. You're not double-minded. You're single-minded. You're certain where you're going. And you may not always know how to get there, but you know you're going somewhere. And therefore, you're going to make decisions that's going to ultimately impact you for the better. So then, therefore, you present opportunities. When you're confident, you're presenting opportunities. Or if you're going for it, confidence also causes you to be courageous, brave. For example, just today, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because sometimes you don't always have to share everything. But I will say this. Today, I had a meeting with someone who I have not seen in several years. But I walked in that meeting as if I knew what I wanted to say. I looked them straight in the eye. I had the right state, my body language. It spoke of a woman who knows who she is. My shoulders was back. My head was up. My neck was up. And I walked in that appointment like, okay, this is what I'm going for. This is what I'm going to talk about. This is what we're going to say. So I had like a game plan. And I went in that appointment with this person I have not seen in years. Walked out, the person, okay, yeah, send me the information. I want to see this. I'm excited about it. Thank you for coming and talking to me. I'm very interested in that. It went very well. Let me say that. It went very well. But it took confidence. Because what if I lack confidence? So, I ain't seen this person so long. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to white nickel, balling and fidgeting and all this stuff like that. That means that appointment wouldn't have went well for me. But when you have confidence and you know what you're going after, even if you have to step out your comfort zone, that's okay. That's brave. Because it requires, when you have confidence, it requires sometimes for you to be audacious, to be bold, to not shrink back. And so I couldn't shrink back. And I walked it up with confidence. And so it requires confidence. So anyway, that's how you increase your cash flow. However, boost confidence also drives calculated risk. Like I said, I have not seen this person in years. I reached out to them out the blue. The person asked me, why did you contact me? I had to have answers ready to go. And I told them why. I was honest. I told them exactly why. They said, oh, okay, right on. And so confidence also attracts vital investments. It leads a team during uncertainty. This is a big one. Now, this is for leaders who have a team, leaders. And so when you have confidence, it requires confidence as a leader because you got to lead others. And you always have to lead from example, and you always have to be one leader from the front. So yes, does it requires more out of us as leaders? Yes, it does. Yes, it does as leaders. And so and during uncertain times, that leader has to dismantle any kind of fear that people are experiencing or dealing with, doubt, worrisome. But it takes that leader to constantly work on themselves so they can pour into their team. That's why they say you can't pour out an empty cup or empty glass. You have to continuously. Well, hello, evangelist. Well, hello, my lady, my sister, my friend from all the way from Africa. How you doing, Charity? Evangelist Charity, nice seeing you. Nice seeing you. And so it requires that. It really does. And so that leader to work on themselves so they can pour out. Because you cannot pour out empty cups. You have to pour out with something that's in you that you can pour out to others. And then, of course, it helps with decisive decision making. You become courageous, bold, no paralysis. There's no paralysis when you are when you have confidence. You maintain momentum to thrive in market and hurdles and downside and challenging seasons, challenging times. So let's talk about really quickly the 7 types of confidence that people have. And this is so important. I'm just going to just read them and list them out. Maybe one day I may talk about these different types of confidence and what does each of them mean as far as your business, as far as you growing as an entrepreneur, as far as you growing as a person, why these different confidence are so important. So the first one is self-confidence. We know what self-confidence is, right? So self-confidence. And the second one is competent confidence. That means you're competent and you're confident in your competency. And the third one is decision confidence. That means you are able to make a decision. It doesn't take you 10, years to make a decision on something. You are decisive in your decision. You know what you want and you're going after it. And that's a decision confidence. And that's an area when some people don't have that fully, then that's the area that's okay, I need to work on that. I need to improve in that. And then be willing to improve in that area. And then another one is communication confidence. Not communication, not just because you talked and said something doesn't mean you communicated that. How did you say that? How was it communicated? What tone was it spoken in? What words were used? How was the words used? Communication confidence. Did you speak in a way that they can receive? Not just to be spoken to be heard, but was it able to be received? Did you speak in a way that the other person can hear it and receive it from you? So that's communication confidence. And that's something we should always want to work on, period. Just in my humble opinion. And the other one is relationship confidence. How are you showing up in relationship? How are you communicating in your relationship? Are you bringing influence? Are you able to influence? Are you able to connect with people? Maybe you're not good at connecting with people. You say, I don't like to talk to people. I like to be by myself. And you get all fidgety and stuff like that. I'm just a loner. And so you can work on that, improve that, and build relationship. And so that means your relationship confidence is on the low side. So maybe you said, my goal is to get that to a happy medium. Well, I get to a medium. I may not be higher in that category just yet, but I'm getting to a place of medium. Then the other one is adaptability confidence. This is a big one. Adaptability. Man, if you are in the kingdom of God, this has got to be your standard. This has got to be your normal because we got to be adaptable all the time. Flexible. Things changes. We have to be able to adapt to change. And a lot of times if you have limited belief or you lack confidence or you have a lot of fear and doubt, then adaptability would be a hard challenge for you because you don't like change. A lot of times if you're open to change and you're willing to embrace change, that means you're constantly working on yourself. Because you know why you're open to change? Because you're changing. You're becoming better. The things you used to do, you don't do no more. There are things I used to do, I wouldn't dare do. What I don't have a desire to do. That means I learned to adapt. I've grown. And so that means I've adopted a new way of thinking, new mindset, new behaviors, new patterns, new habits that are good and healthy. So adaptability, confidence. That means you're willing to embrace that. So this last one is purpose confidence. This means that you're staying grounded. You're purpose minded. You're growing, especially in your in trying times. You just don't stop growing. You never stop developing, becoming a better person who you were yesterday, 5 minutes ago, an hour ago, 3 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 6 months ago, 15, 20 years ago. You're just constantly becoming better. But that's purpose confidence. And so, so those are the 7 types of confidence. The other things as I wrap this up, bring this to a close, is strengthen decision making. Better decision making reduces costly mistakes and maximize opportunities. That is what that does. Expanded network. Now this is a big one, you guys. Now you know me. You know this is big for me. Networking. Like next Thursday, the 18th at 1 p.m. East Coast time, I'm having a networking table again. Well, we're bringing all these entrepreneurs, me and my co-host Carlos, we're bringing all these entrepreneurs together, business owners, those who are seeking opportunities to come together and network. It's called the networking table. And so personal growth leads to stronger relationships, connections, expansion, income, and cash flow. New relationship creates partnerships, referrals, new streams of cash flow. So a lot of times people don't like to network, and it just baffles me, because how you going to expand? How you going to grow your business? But for the sake of time, let me dial back. Woosah. Increase adaptability. Self-improvement helps you grow to expand in challenging and changing life, marketplace, income, economy. Being adaptable in your individual lives and your businesses are most likely to maintain and grow cash flow if you are adaptable. That's plain and simple, straight to the point. Builds discipline and consistency is another point. Consistency daily compounds over time. Discipline leads to better habits, including financial and business growth. So the final one, I'm going to just read this really quickly. Creates a growth mindset. Growth mindset leads to cash flow. Increase cash flow. It does. You cannot say I'm just stuck in my ways and this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be all my life. Then you guess what? Then your life going to be the same as it is always been. So is the money you make, the cash flow you have coming to you. That's just, it ain't me, it's just the law. It's just how it is. So growth mindset focus on and encourages innovation, learning, income, cash flow, creating, becoming better, living a purposeful life, no stagnation or feeling stuck or limited. Growth mindset causes your belief in yourself and others to increase, so you can see and experience quantum leaps in yourself and your business, and therefore your cash flow will reflect. And so this is something I've learning and continuously learning, which is why I'm actually working on myself. I'm going to a self-improvement event. I am being a part of a self-improvement event in Canada, and I'm super excited about that. I'm working on myself. 15,000 of us coming together to self-improve, work on ourselves, not just in business, but just ourselves individually as well. That is so important. I'm big on talking about that because I see a difference. Cash flow reflects that. When you can take yourself from out of a comfort zone into uncomfort zone, you experience growth and you see surprises, good things. I've seen it constantly. One day I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to just write down all the different things I've done, the hard things, even the easy things, and how growth mindset or self-improvement has helped me in that area. I'm going to do that, as a matter of fact. I really am. But for the sake of time, I got to go. Time is up. I got a meeting to hop on. But God bless you all. And remember, we can accomplish more and we go further with honey than vinegar. So if you want to work on yourself, you want to get better in those areas, sit down and talk with me, because that's something that I do. I really work with you becoming better and build up your business and build up yourself, and you can see the fruit of that, and not only your cash flow, but in your family, in your life, in every area of your life. That's what I do, and I'm excited about it. Again, this is speaker and coach Honey Shantae Adams, and this is Financial Fitness Fridays Talk Plus. Let someone know, like this, and share it if you do not mind. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your Friday and weekend. Bye-bye.